What's going on? Welcome to the Gamer Buff, Gamer News, Gamer Action. Jefferson Carps with the Gamer Buff, Dove Larson. What's up, my friend?
Not much. How you doing, Carps?
Doing great because this is huge. We have a big show. We have brand new indie release coming up. We're going to take a look at. We also have the Switch 2 dropping some ridiculous prices, and we're going to talk about that. That's all coming up on the Gamer Buff. But first, this is exciting. A brand new arcade style beat 'em up. It's coming soon. Let's take a look at it. It's called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Talk to me about this game.
Oh man, it just brings me back to the past. It's a retro game, but it's got that modern feel, and it's coming to us by Tribute Games, who knows what they're doing with this exact type of formula. I mean, it's looking like those old cabinet style arcade beat 'em up scrollers, like the X-Men, the Avengers had one, Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's what Tribute did with the Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge from Tribute Games. They know what they're doing here.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I'm so excited. This looks beautiful, and it also has like great cinematic comic book style art between, and I know that's been getting really like popular with like Hades and all that kind of stuff, but it just works perfectly because this is a comic book, and that's where all the source material comes from. The roster looks insane. You got Captain America, of course, Wolverine, Spidey, we got Venom, Storm, Nova. I love them. I love most of those. I'm a huge X-Men. I'm a huge X-Men fan. You got Venom, Spidey, Nova, Storm, Wolvie, and that's just what we know of so far. There's a couple more I saw in the trailer, but that's the bulk of it. I'm super excited, man. And honestly, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was really good. That's a great game. An indie developer like Tribute taking that and knocking it out of the park makes me believe that this is going to be it's going to be spectacular, man.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Shredder's Revenge is like the standard for the arcade style side-scrolling beat 'em up game.
Right.
I mean, it's never not fun, and Tribute Games was responsible for that, and now they're bringing you Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I can't get enough of these games. You know, this is like some of my favorite. And what they're going to try to do here is blend that retro look into a brand new game. Mm-hmm. And if they do it right, it's going to be fucking awesome. It's
absolutely.
Really great.
That's why I'm so excited. And it's coming out 2025. That's all we have so far. But it's coming out on like pretty much everything: PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. So everyone should be able to get in on this one. And I'm going to get this first day. I guarantee that.
Oh, absolutely. Watch for it. Again, it's called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It is coming out this year. Side-scroller, arcade style, beat 'em up from Tribute Games. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. How about a new indie game alert? Enhance, survive, escape. Kiborg. Dove, it's Kiborg. The release date trailer is out now. We watched it earlier today. Kiborg. This game, you are familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Already. You've played a demo of this game. You had it as a part of one of your reviews of demos for 2024 that people should be checking out. Talk to me about Kiborg.
Well, I mean, this game, it looks like an Arkham style combat, and that's kind of how it feels. You know, it needs some polish, so let's just get that out of the way right off the bat. It's an indie game. That's what I wanted, is that combat to get a little more tight, but it's Arkham style. It's a roguelite, so you're going to go through, try to get through the maze, which is a prison, because your character has 1,000+ year sentence he's got to serve off somehow. So the only way to do that is to go through this Running Man style TV show where, you know, you got hired killers trying to stop you from getting to the very end and all this stuff. The whole thing's televised. You know, you got people making smart ass remarks left and right. And meanwhile, you know, you're leveling up your character as you go. It's a roguelite, so you're going to have to start over when you die. And, you know, throughout that run, you're going to be able to add like cyborg type augmentations, you know, different kinds of abilities, different weapons. It was a lot of fun. In the demo I played, I was very addicted to it. But like I said, they just got to polish up that combat, make it a little sharper, make the animations a little more responsive and everything. And I think this could be an absolute gem.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough around the edges, I think, because even this release date trailer, it looked a little rough here and there, but it also looked fucking awesome. And that backstory of like, this is the only way to escape your 1,000-year prison sentence,
right?
So you're literally like running and fighting for your life. Kiborg, you have to enhance, survive, and escape. The trailer got me pumped up, and you talking about it has me pumped up. When is this game coming out? Very soon.
At the end of April, the 30th.
Yeah, April 30th release date. So like we're a few weeks away from this thing, and you have to watch this trailer. It's fantastic. It looks fucking awesome. It's something you're going to want to play, and then we can expect an indie spotlight from you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very soon.
It's right after that comes out, and it's going to be available on PC, PlayStation, and the Xboxes. So
it's Kiborg. It's out April 30th. Brand new release date trailer out now. Go to YouTube, check it out. That's the new indie game alert. Kiborg. Enhance, survive, escape. I can't stop doing that.
Oh, you did that the whole preview, dude.
Well, watch the trailer
for the show. That's all he was saying.
Watch the trailer, and you'll be doing it too. All right, let's enhance, survive, and escape to the Switch 2 because Nintendo Switch 2. Dove, I'm gonna chuck this your way and take a step back. We have some pricing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit alarming. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we finally got the price to drop. It's $450 US for the standard issue Switch.
Woo!
Little kick in the teeth. It definitely has to do with tariffs. Not trying to be political here, but they straight up did not announce it during the normal Switch 2 release date on the 2nd, I think it was. And they did that because they knew there were tariffs still looming. So that's what it is as of now. $450 in the US. There's going to be some other versions, Japan only type or Japanese only language type ones that might be a little cheaper in Japan. So I mean, maybe if you have one shipped to you, you could save some money that way, but you better speak and be able to read Japanese. Anyway, it's not that crazy. I was thinking around 400, 350, something like that. So 450 is not nuts, but it is a barrier for a lot of people. But Switches are well made. Nintendo makes a great product. The original Switch lasted a long time, had a long life cycle. So investing in a Switch 2, I know it's a big price tag to ask some people to, throw out right away, but it's going to last you a long time. And they support it for a long time. So, you get a good dock, you take care of it. And, this could be a decent investment for the gamer.
Yeah, you're not going to have to upgrade to the Switch 3 in like 3 years.
No.
That's not going to happen. This is going to be, so you drop $450 on this, and you're going to be playing this for a long time. But, that's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money. And this thing's coming out in June.
Yep.
So, there's a couple of solutions here. But, even before we get to that, the games themselves, we're talking $80 on average.
Yeah. I mean, like it's starting to, it's probably going to be the new average. I mean, right now we're spending $70 for first title or, first licensed games on PlayStation and Xbox, man. Like that's the way it's going to go. So that unfortunately is going to be the way it is. But the good aspect of that is that now the Switch 2 is going to have a little bit more power. They're going to be able to play. They have a Cyberpunk 2077 in the mix. They're going to be able to play, newer titles. They're going to relaunch the Hitman World of Assassination on there. The new Project 007 that IO Interactive is working on coming out on Switch 2. So the Switch 2 is going to have a lot more third-party developers, and they have the power now to do it. So, again, it might be worth the investment. It sucks that the prices are going up, but, fortunately, that's the way it's going.
and we can confidently say that the Switch 2 is going to be awesome. It's gonna be a great,
I think so.
great
Yes.
console. It's gonna be fantastic. The games are gonna kick ass, and there's gonna be more of those games available. And so, what you got to do is get your hands on this thing. Now, you might have to wait for Christmas, right? We thought it would come out closer to the holidays. They're talking June.
Okay. 5th. Yep.
So that's okay. You got to wait a little bit. You ask for this thing for Christmas, and if somebody loves you enough, then you get a Switch too, right?
Yeah.
Or say, your folks are recently divorced. They
take advantage.
Yeah, they each want you to love them more. So if you pin them against each other, whichever one loves you more will buy you the Switch 2.
And if you get 2, you can return 1 and get some games for it.
I mean, that's $450 worth of games right there.
Yeah, that's about 7 games.
If they're battling for your love. Maybe you have a stoner cousin who works at Target or Walmart. He can lift one. He can lift you one. That. Right? Well, how else are we going to get our hands on this game?
Yeah.
I mean, this console, what else can we I'm asking you, what else can we do?
Probably not that. Just pay for it legally is probably the best way. I recommend, to be honest. But all that stuff works. However you get your hands on this next console, please. I mean, like, we're not advertising. You like Nintendo, you're going to get it. If you don't like Nintendo, you're going to stick to your console. But, for the value, honestly, Switch 2 and Nintendo, they definitely they take care of their customers, at least when it comes to, support for the long haul.
I'm advertising. If your folks are selfish enough to not stay together for the kids, like, they need to buy your love. They need to compete with one another for your love. And one of them will buy you a Switch. Like Dove said, maybe both of them.
Yeah.
And then you got $450 worth of fucking store credit to buy your Switch 2 games. That's the best way to go, I think. Otherwise, you got to wait till Christmas. And Christmases are usually very disappointing. You know what I mean? All a little kid wants is a Jerome Bettis jersey. You think he gets it? No. It's like a $60 fucking Jerome Bettis jersey.
I don't think kids want Jerome Bettis jerseys.
Did I get it? No, I didn't get it.
Frankly.
Why would I? Why the fuck would I?
Switch 2 coming out June 5th.
Bullshit.
Karpinski's book Lost Childhood coming out June 6th. So look forward to that.
Duff, would you like to update the good people, and I know you would, on Ubisoft? We need to check in with Ubisoft. Last week we covered the really surprising, early, massive success that was Assassin's Creed Shadows, but these people, the Guillermo family, these people at Ubisoft cannot seem to escape the shady, murky waters of shadiness and scandal. And what's going on now?
Well, it's the murky waters that they made. Let me make that perfectly clear. Some minor shareholders are, pretty pissed off with the whole new setup. If you don't know, the Guillermo family and Tencent, formerly known as Tencent, they formed their own subsidiary. And so now Tencent owns 25% of that subsidiary. They took all their IPs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. And it just screams something shady is going on. And, the minor shareholders are definitely screaming that. They're challenging this in a French court. And basically they're saying, hey, the shareholders should at least be able to have a vote. They should have more transparency as to what's going on, why this is even beneficial for shareholders. And I think it makes a heck of a lot of sense. It seems shady as hell, especially when you find out that the Guillermo family owns less than 10% of Ubisoft at this point. So to then make a subsidiary, take all of the games that make like 90% of the revenue for Ubisoft into a new subsidiary that you now own 75% of and share it with Tencent only, like, that's shady as hell and something screwed up or some kind of fraud's going. It's crap, man.
It can't be legal.
It shouldn't.
Can't be legal.
I mean, like, we don't know the French laws, but like that seems shady as hell. You're screwing your stockholder or your shareholders over, and man, it can't be right. They're doing something, man. Like, you shouldn't be able to just, oh, well, this company sucks, I'm gonna make a subsidiary and carry over everything that makes money to that, and you guys can, take all the downfall, and then when my next company screws up, I'll make a subsidiary of my subsidiary and take even more IPs and more of what we want.
Yeah, it can't be right. I think that things are going to start to come out now, because now we do have a lawsuit filed, and AJ Investments are leading that charge. May or may not be the same group that's planning the protest in May outside of.
I know you're a member of it, so you got your ticket and everything.
I will be there. I will be there, and
he will not. He will be here in the basement.
But I mean, something's not right here, and this just can't be allowed.
Yeah,
I just feel like
agree. It's crap.
They're just thinking we're video games and nobody's going to care or pay attention. Well, you got a pretty sizable shareholder who's caring and paying attention, and is now coming at you because this should be put to a goddamn vote 100%. Over what you can and can't do, and the negotiating of it. And that's what they're looking for. They're not necessarily looking to shut down a subsidiary.
No, but
they want a say in it.
Yeah, they want some transparency too, which I don't think is too much to ask, is to, like, why are you doing this and how is this going to benefit the main company that we own stock in? So if not, then, just break up the company and sell it to someone who's going to, EA or Microsoft. They could take those IPs and you could make money with your stocks that you have. So it makes sense, and I'm with the shareholders in that one. It just seems way too shady for me.
Yeah, so the Ubisoft saga continues. They put out what really has been a hit game so far, and then they are hit with a lawsuit, because how else would they do it?
That was nice.
So Ubisoft, hey, we'll keep tabs on them for you. Somebody has to. God knows somebody has to. Hey, listen, out right now is the official Indie Spotlight review for Twilight Monk. Check out that and all the Indie Spotlight reviews at 2 Hats and a Beard. Now, Dove, I know that this morning and then through the afternoon and then most of the evening before you finally decided to show up, you fell in love with a new game.
Yeah. I pretty much put all my adulting to the side and played Schedule 1. I'm not kidding. Like, for 8 hours straight. I took a couple breaks to feed my kid and clean her and go to the bathroom for myself. But other than that, just playing this game. Like, it's so addicting. The best way I can describe it is it's the GTA Online entrepreneur, biker gang where you're running your drug empire, which your pot empire, your meth lab, your coke, whatever the hell they make coke in, whatever. You have all that stuff, and in this game, it's a mix of that and Stardew Valley. So you start at the very beginning, and you're just going through as like a nothing streetwise punk pot dealer, and you go through the process of every day, just like packing up your weed, growing your weed, putting water on the plant, talking to your contacts on your phone, going to get seeds, going to the hardware store to buy bags, and making connections, trying to find bigger space to do all this stuff. It's got that addictive play loop that something like Stardew Valley has, where you're just you're like going in the next day, you're like, okay, I got everything ready, I got my day down, I'll just hit this, and then I'll keep going one more day, and then it turns into 9 hours straight of playing that game, and it's amazing. Working my way up through the ranks, baby.
So you're building your drug empire
from the ground up. Yeah. And you got to start that way. So eventually you start from, just your one person dealer to having your own dealers, to having your own meth lab, to having your own grow labs, all that stuff. You're running all of them. So like, it's kind of like the work your way up through the empire, create it yourself. And it's like, that play loop is so addicting and fun. I cannot put it down. As soon as we're done here, I'm going home to play it. I'm not even going to stay for the main show. I'm just going to go play Schedule 1.
So, kids, before you manipulate your folks into that Switch 2, be sure to check out Schedule 1, Build Your Own Drug Empire, and you'll have
Drugs are bad.
You'll have a real blast.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah, it's just a game.
But video games are fun.
It's just a game. Jim Adams. Hey, Jim Adams, producer of The Gamer Buff, co-host of Two Hats of the Beard Live, Friday nights. Jim Adams, what's up, fella?
Like you care.
Okay.
All right.
Listen,
Well,
I got a
saved
question
unnecessary.
for you.
Yeah.
Jim, you're a big D&D guy, right?
No,
What do you mean,
Yeah,
no?
you
I
are.
play 6 or 7 times a year. So
That's pretty big.
Don't
Is
be
it?
embarrassed.
Big
That's
deal.
about
I'm
as
not
big as anyone
embarrassed.
gets into
That's-
D&D.
It's a hell of a
these
game.
days.
No, it's why do you ask?
Well, you and Dave Adams, you get together, you have your little D&D parties.
Yeah, I have like 10, 12
I don't know why
beers.
you're downplaying it. You're a huge Dungeons and Dragons guy. Just admit it. It's
I have
fine.
a cool ranger who I like. He's a tiefling.
Okay.
There we go.
Cape 3. Why?
Well, I'm asking because I want to know if you have any interest in these Arby's dice.
Could you explain that? Because I saw a picture, but I didn't actually read anything about it.
And this is going nowhere. All right.
But here's the thing.
What you got?
I don't know. I'm just
Well,
super-
Arby's put out these die,
Yeah.
right?
Game die. Tabletop game die.
Yeah, they're
Really?
game die,
They're like-
and they got like the Arby's colors and Arby's menu
Oh, okay.
items on them. And apparently, they did it in 2021 and 2023, and they went
I'm
fucking
gonna go
bananas.
get 'em. I'm gonna go
Like
get
they
'em.
went
Really? I didn't
crazy.
know
You
that.
could barely get your hands on them.
But let me ask you this.
I just saw you being like one of the biggest Dungeons and Dragons guys
Right.
out there right now, still going somehow 40 years later. That maybe you would get your hands on.
Well,
you
do
could play it
these
with your
Arby's dice
pot-bellied, long-haired friends. That,
also give you diarrhea? Because like that's the big thing, because the roast beef, it doesn't sit well with me. So. One thing I was gonna say, I'm a
Maybe
little
switch to
disappointed.
the
Like
turkey.
I'm sort of in my life, right? My 36 years on this planet, I've never had
That's-
somebody love me enough to buy me like a Nintendo Switch 2. That's
yeah,
insane.
right. Okay, that's what I'm
450
saying.
bones, man.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a
And I was thinking
investment.
about that. That's kind of messed up,
I feel like we should test the theory of like who loves us enough.
Right.
Like, do any of us
Is there one person?
have someone that loves us enough to buy us a Nintendo Switch 2 for $450 like soon as it comes out?
And if somehow we do bring it on the show, we play it for the nice people.
Yeah, I
Kinda
think
cool.
we should go for it though and see if any of us can land one.
All
My
right,
wife
cool.
bought me a Switch 1
You
like
son
a
of
year ago.
bitch.
For how much?
It was like full price
Ballpark
at
it.
the time.
Ballpark it.
Like 3 something.
That's not
Ooh.
low.
Oh,
Oh come on!
Yeah.
That's
That's not
close, but yeah, I don't think so either.
this is dumb. 400. That's ridiculous.
Low. Yeah, 400 is the bar.
We'll find out, baby.
If anyone spends $400 on any one of us, then we're truly loved.
I'll love you forever.
What else you got? Is that it?
That's it. Great show.
You don't have a pun, or
No joke.
I would prefer a pun, please, to end the show.
Nope. Not everything has to be a joke, Jeff. You just need to learn that.
He's the gamer buff, Dove Larson. Like, share, subscribe for more content. Dove's Digital Deep Dive, the Indie Spotlight, Gamer Buff Podcast, Two Hats to the Beard. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys. We'll do it again in a week. Hey, fellas. Game on!
Game on!
That's the best one yet.
Might be the best show yet.
Now, when we end the show, you give a joke, you piece of shit.
Right?